Leaked passwords to Colorado voting machines are still being changed tonight. It's now been 1 week since Democratic Secretary of State Jena Griswold learned that one of two passwords needed for each voting machine were inadvertently posted online. Democratic Governor Jared Polis has now provided 3 state airplanes and IT staff to help get those passwords changed. It's caught the attention of the Trump campaign. Today, they sent a letter to Griswold's office with several demands. One is for machines with new passwords to be reformatted. They also want county clerks to stop scanning mail-in ballots and rescan them after the computers are reformatted. Griswold's office just responded to Trump within the last 30 minutes. They told him there is no threat to the security of Colorado's voting systems or the 2024 election. Politics guy Marshall Zellinger spoke with the governor about how the impacts with voter confidence.
Would you support that?
Here is the really good news about Colorado, Marshall. We have paper ballots, and if people aren't happy with how they are counted, they can be counted again and again. So, and people have to pay for the recount. It's not on the taxpayers. It doesn't cost a fortune.
Democratic Governor Jared Polis sidestepped demands sent from the Trump campaign to Democratic Secretary of State Jena Griswold. He said if someone doubts the election results, they can pay for a recount, which is allowed under state law. Voting machine passwords were hidden on a tab that could be unhidden online. The password issue was known by Griswold for 5 days, and then it became public. Before she told clerks and before she started to change passwords. It's the latest gaffe by Griswold's office. In 2022, her office sent voter registration mailers to 30,000 non-citizens who are ineligible to vote. That same year, her office incorrectly notified voters who had turned in their ballots that they had not yet voted.
Would it instill more confidence in Colorado's elections if one of her deputies oversaw the election?
Look, well, when I can speak for myself, when we find something out, we make it public. I believe that this situation calls for what I would call radical transparency. Exactly who knew what when, who did what when, be fully transparent.
Polis said 3 state planes and IT staff are being made available to Griswold's office to travel the state and change voting machine passwords. Griswold's office has refused to say which counties have been impacted.
I thought the passwords had been changed. When I found out they hadn't been, I said, well, why not? Because we need help with planes and people. I said, well, let's help you with planes and people. I think what's important here is public confidence. So transparency is part of building that public confidence, as is accountability. Again, how did this happen? What happened? How do we make sure this never happens again, but also other errors like this don't happen again?
For Next, I'm Marshall Zellinger.
It's important to note that Griswold's letter to Trump does not directly address or agree to any of the concerns that the Trump campaign sent to Griswold's office. Now, her office said a civil servant is responsible for putting the spreadsheet online with the passwords hidden in a tab. That person, we're told, is no longer working with the office. Even the governor wanted to know what that means. Were they fired, transferred? What does that mean? Griswold's office told us today that they will not answer any of those questions for us.